Hey everybody, it's me, Lisa Concepcion, certified professional life coach, founder of LoveQuestCoaching.com, and today I am taking the topic to something that always comes up in my practice. It has to do with narcissistic, codependent dynamic, and I am going to draw upon the example of our government, our media, and what we're seeing in current events right now. We are in July of 2020 at the time of this video. We are in the thick of the COVID-19. We have had a lot going down in the last couple of months that really makes us think about how the media, how our government, how people are manipulating facts and manipulating people to serve an agenda. And so this obviously lends into the whole entire codependent narcissistic dynamic. And I wanted to take some time to draw this analogy out because there are a lot of people out there who may or may not know if they are in a codependent narcissistic relationship. They might feel that there's certain things that are not right, that they're feeling they're manipulated, that they're being strong-armed into believing certain things, being made to feel like they're crazy, all kinds of stuff that, hopefully this comparison to what we're seeing happening in government will crystallize some stuff. Now, before I begin, if you're seeing this in your feed and you are one of these people who you're like, I can't even watch anything about Trump or anything about anything like that, I don't even want to know about it, and you're closed-minded and you're not open to seeing something interesting about codependent narcissistic dynamic, language, how people are manipulated, how the media manipulates us, the people who control the media, all that. If that's not your jam, then keep scrolling, all good. This is for smart people only, smart people with open minds, smart people who are relatively middle too. Like if you're middle and like independent, like my voter card, no party affiliation, purposely, because you want people to earn your vote, right? Powerfully, you're like, listen, I'm not loyal to anybody. I'm for the Lisa party. I'm for the Lisa party of one, and I want to know who's going to serve my agenda, me thriving in my life. And so, if that's not your jam, then keep it going, keep it moving. But if you are a free thinker and you are interested in other ideas, other concepts, other things, especially when it comes to, the idea of narcissistic codependent dynamic in a relationship, then this is probably going to light you up a little bit, turn you on to some really fun, interesting ways to look at something that can be very stressful and abusive and awful. Like this is just like a fresh perspective of it. So let's keep it moving. Let's dive right in. So let's begin with the philosophies of the left. Okay, so let's begin with that, right? So typically, people of Democratic side, of which I voted many times on the Democratic side, right? So they typically are looking for someone to stick up for them. Now, the problem with this is that if you look at the policies and the philosophies of the left, they are more into creating programs and systems and policies, and mainly programs, to help people do for them that they can't do for themselves. So it gives this idea or this belief or that people should be able to depend on their government. They should be able to count on their government to do the right thing for them and to be a voice for them when they are not a voice for themselves. They don't feel like they have power. Now, let's break this down, because part of the work that I do is rooted in what is called neuro-linguistic programming. So when I am listening and reading the news media, and I'm listening to people like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Andrew Cuomo and all these people on that side, I know what I am listening for because I've studied this stuff, and I know what to listen for when people are trying to present you as a victim. So it's a very, very specific kind of language that you want to listen for. Now, narcissistic people, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's a narcissist, maybe your parent's a narcissist, maybe your boss is a narcissist, but when you're in a relationship with these people, the dynamic is they're up here, you're here, and you need them. They're going to make things good for you. If you're with them, your life will be easier. Your life will be better. They will do for you. Now, the problem is it's a lie. It's a full-on lie. What the narcissist up here is doing to the person down here is keeping them down here. Because they get, every time this person tries to rise up, they can push them down, which makes them feel better. It makes them have the power. As long as people can be down here, oppressed, whatever, they feel valuable, they feel strong, they feel as if they have something that this needs. Okay? So be very mindful of that. So that said, the entire socialistic system, anything policy, big government, they're going to get in your life. They're putting policies and programs out there that are supposed to have your back. It's a big bag of bullshit. What they're trying to do is get you dependent on them. The left, and I'm talking extreme left. I'm not talking like middle and then like a little bit left of middle. No, I'm talking full on what we're seeing happening in America right now, where the left, they were here, middle, kind of left, and they went bang all the way over here with this Marxism, talk of democratic socialism. These are all concepts that are highly narcissistic in that it is based in a dynamic of dependency. It is based in a dynamic where in order for me to lead you, you have to be small and stuck and dependent on me. That is what we see in narcissistic codependent relationships. Oftentimes, the person who's the narcissist, they're very controlling. They may control the money in the relationship. They might be in control of something as simple as the kind of groceries you shop for, the things that are in the home, the furniture. They want full-on decision on every aspect of your life. And they are not afraid to belittle you, to make you feel less than, small, not enough, where you're second-guessing your own ability to make decisions. You're like, I don't know if he's going to like this. I don't know if she's going to like this. I don't know. So it makes you doubt yourself. What the narcissist likes to do is detach you from yourself, from your inner wisdom, your guidance, your ability to think for yourself. Now, if you look at how this equates in government, when you look at policies and things that are very intrusive, things that are basically telling you how to live life and keeping you dependent and small, such as the welfare system, such as, any kind of government handout on anything that says about, we're going to help you get jobs. We're going to level the playing field when it comes to the work environment. We're going to deal with making all income equality. We're going to go for income inequality. We're going to make it that everybody has a right to a fair wage. Okay, any of that is a form of dependency and control. They're serving up, be with me, baby. Stay with me, baby, and your life is going to be amazing. Be with me and your life is going to be easy peasy easy. They never can tell you how. They just want you to believe it. And the way that they get you to believe it is to point out how fucked up your life is now. Okay? So they'll say to you, wow, you're really not making that much money. That sucks. You should be able to make more money than that. You know what? We can see to it that will happen. Really? How? Well, we'll get into that later. But really, you need to be making more money. This is not fair. It's completely unfair. And they bang the drum in that negativity, and they act as if they're commiserating with you. So here you are in your shit pit, and you want empathy, and you want somebody to really understand the plight your little victimhood. It's not fair. I work here and I only make $12 and I would really like to make 17 and they need to pay me more money and nobody pays me more money, right? So they're going to say, sweetie, I know what you mean. I know it's terrible. Come with us and we're going to get you more money. And you're like, okay. Okay, that's the dynamic that happens over there. And they use words. Again, we're going to get back into the NLP thing. They use words like empathy, compassion. Have empathy for the people who want to come into this country because they're oppressed where they come from. Have empathy. Take everybody in. No borders. Nothing. And the police, have empathy for the criminals because they need bread. They're starving, so they're going to shoplift. Don't arrest them. It's okay, right? So you have to listen to this language and this narrative of bullshit that they're trying to make it seem that if you don't get down with that, you are selfish. You don't give a shit about anybody else but yourself. You are racist. You are all these things. Not true. Okay, we're going to get into the other aspect of this to begin with. So, in a minute. So let's recap, okay, what the left is about, their narrative, their rhetoric, their speech. Listen to the speech. It's double talk. It's complete narcissistic gaslighting. It's complete double talk. You can see it in what's going on in the news, right? Let's say COVID-19, there's a possibility of a way to treat it. And the left will say, everybody should count. Everybody's voice should count. Everybody should be heard. Of course we want a treatment for this. So if there are doctors who are able to treat it, we should listen to the doctors. And then a doctor comes out and says, hey, hi, I've been treating my people in my practice for 3 months using this, and it's helped a lot of people, like 300, 400 people. Do you want to know what I did? And then they go and say it, and they're like, no. We want a cure or we want a treatment, except that one. That one we can't talk about, so we're going to take your video and we're going to take it away. We're going to censor you because it doesn't align with our narrative, with our agenda. Okay, so now you're left there feeling like, okay, well, this is how I felt when I voted Democratic all the time, right? It was, wow, these people really give a shit about the masses. And, it is pretty bad that, like, there are people that are really broken, busted, while there are other people who have, like, a shit ton of money. And, like, they need to level that out somehow. I don't really know how. They know how, I would imagine. So I'm going to go for those guys. And, there are things that are going on in the world and the way we're dealing with other people that I think that, the Democrats really have, a good head about how to go about dealing with foreign relations and whatever. So I'm just going to go with them. And I've done it. And then the charismatic, right? So I voted Bill Clinton. Very, very charismatic, okay? So the charisma, the left, they're very seductive in their language. They're very charismatic in their language. They're very seductive. Like they're like Obama, very oratory, very beautiful speaking, very great speaking. They will tell you with flower language, rainbows and butterfly language, that you have like terminal cancer. Like, they're going to give you the worst news possible, but you're going to come away being like, yeah, this sounds awesome. And that's how they seduced an entire generation to be open to democratic socialism. They use this language, this language of, you're not going to have to work, and if you want to work 5 hours a week, you're going to be able to do that, and you're going to have a great life, and the people who earn all this money in the world, they're going to end up creating a system where the money's going to just be dispersed. They don't tell you how, ever. They don't. They're vague, always vague. Narcissists are very, very vague. You ask them things, they go like this. They circumvent. It's insanity. So now I will say that to be a public figure, anything public figure, anything power, anything like that, government especially, there are levels of narcissism, and you see it, right? So you see the higher level of power is the more narcissistic the people, right? And it goes for both sides. This isn't just the left side thing. It's both sides. You have to be with a level of narcissism to do this job. There's a level of power and fame in it. And if that's your jam, odds are you're high on the spectrum of narcissism. So don't let them fool you saying this bullshit about Donald Trump's a narcissist. Honey, Pelosi's a big ass narcissist. That little lunatic AOC, narcissist. You can see it. You can see it. Schumer, narcissist. Cuomo, narcissist. And his brother, two little narcissists. In fact, all they do is jerk each other off on TV. So narcissist, brothers of narcissists jerking each other off. So it's all over, right? So it's all over. Now, the difference is the language. Again, I'm going to harp on this issue of language because you guys really, 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 really need to listen and be smart about how you're being spoken to. If things seem too good to be true, they often are. So what I want you to do is, in relationships and when you're dealing with this government shit, the current events in your life, when you're looking at any of it, I want you to pay attention to language and I want you to look at the actions. And if the actions don't match the language, the language, they got to be aligned. The words don't match the actions. The words are bullshit. Now, I'm going to paint you right now how we are seeing bullshit. The left is all about tolerance. Nothing tolerant going on right now. When the streets in the cities around our country are violent protesting going on. It's not even protesting. It's violence. It's Marxist uprising. Let's just call it what the fuck it is, okay? So if they're all about tolerance and they're all about, equality and they're all about, all of these values that we have as a country, one, why are they censoring everything? Why do they have everything on the media promoting their agenda? Why? Why is it that when a doctor talks about how they had 300 people successfully treated with another form of treatment, that it gets thrown off of social media, gets thrown off of everything? Now understand that the way that everything is set up, the left is liberal media. It always was. The media tends to lean more left, okay? It always was the case. While there are some independent, right-leaning media outlets, they're not considered mainstream. Maybe, you want to say Fox News, maybe. They're not, they're a little in there too. I don't really consider them like full on in conservative, I've seen other stuff that was like way out there, and then I've seen stuff that's more like right of center. They're kind of that, but even still, they're all lumped in the same bullshit parade as everything. So whatever. Okay. So when the words and the actions do not match up, the words are bullshit, and there's no more bullshit being spewed and demonstrated than what we're seeing carrying out with the left. It is ridiculous. Every day there's another city with some dramatic and some graffiti and disgusting and destruction happening. Nothing about that says tolerance. Nothing about that says peace. Nothing about that says solutions. All it says is, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong, look what's wrong. Hey, look over here what's wrong. Look in Portland what's wrong. Look what's wrong, look what's wrong. They constantly want you in fear. They constantly want you in negativity. And they do this because once they get you so riled up, you are then convinced that they can bring forth the solution. So it's like they bait you and then they switch you. Because, honey, that solution, they don't have one. They think they do. And it's worse than the problem. And they're indoctrinating you through fear. So now you're yelling at people about wear a mask, don't wear a mask, all this bullshit, when meanwhile, you're paying attention to the wrong thing. Now, let's flip this and look at the other side, okay? So the values of the right, and I didn't really know this until I started to really get into my career as a coach, but then also started to adopt the values of being a business owner, of being responsible for my income, responsible for the people I serve. There's a level of ethics and responsibility that comes with that. And there's also a degree of personal power that comes with being completely self-reliant, self-sufficient as a business owner. So as I started to build my business, I started to identify more with values of independence, autonomy, freedom to earn however much I want, and not have anybody other than my share of taxes, of course, take from the pot that I'm able to earn from based on the value that I provide. So I started to get really into the free market system. I really started to appreciate how I wasn't told by my government how I should work, where I should work, how long I should work. And you guys, the more controlled you are, the more controlled you're willing. Like if you want to turn over your livelihood to your government, honey, they're going to tell you, here's your work slip. You're going to have to report to this company for this many weeks and you're going to work there. And you're going to like it, and tough shit if you don't, because you're going to guaranteed to get this much money. And it's not going to be that good because it has to all be pooled together. It's bullshit. It's used to destroy this country. Okay, so now we go to the other side. And as I was saying, I started to look at the things that I started to value. And these are things that I was raised to value my whole life. Things like autonomy, right? Personal responsibility. It's up to me to create my own economy for myself. This way, doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do out there. I got it straightened out because I created my own little economy. I created my own thing. So I'm not a number on a spreadsheet, right? Where they can just say, okay, these 3 people, you're making too much money, you're out. Gone are those days. I don't have to wake up when my boss tells me to. I wake up in the morning when I want. If I want to start my workday at 3 in the afternoon and work until 11 p.m., I can do that. If I want to start my workday at 6 in the morning and stop working at noon because I want to go to the beach, I can do that. So the freedom of this is very much more aligned with the values of the right. Okay, so when we look at the right, we're looking at things such as freedom to do whatever, to create whatever. It's a mindset that says, okay, so what do you want to do with yourself? You can pick, you can choose. What do you want to do? And you don't have to, if you don't like it, right? You don't like working in Starbucks, making $10 an hour, and you have a bachelor's degree in something. Okay, well, you have a choice. You can stay working at Starbucks and complain, or what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? How? And thinking in possibilities. It's a very much more self-empowered possibility thinking where you're not dependent on the government at all. Like, it's very like less government. Like, honey, we just want everybody to get rich, right? So we just want you to wake up in the morning, have something that you enjoy doing, make as much money as you can, and we're going to help you do that, right? Because the more money we get up in this mo, the more lucrative and rich our country is, and the better things can operate. And then it's more money for everybody. When everybody's doing good, we are powerful. We got a military that's kicking ass, keeps you safe so you can focus on your job, you can focus on your livelihood, you can enjoy yourself, right? So we got you covered with that. We have the local police in all of the states. We love the law and order. We keep things locally running efficiently, so safety for the people, so that again, you could be free to pursue the things that you want to pursue in your life. You could build, you could do, you could own. Okay, do you see the difference? This is the difference. One side wants you dependent upon them so they can control you, and the other side wants you to just do your own thing and make as much money as you possibly can, basically. And, you know, as far as what to do and how to spend that money, they really don't give a shit. They're going to be like, listen, here's how we're going to tax you because there's certain shit that we need to pay for. But other than that, honey, if you want to donate to a charity, if you want to, you know, I don't know, like, invest in another business and some companies, whatever, like, you can do whatever. Like, we're not even gonna show you possibilities, and we're gonna show you ways that you could expedite the thing that it is that you want. So for example, Donald Trump did this thing with opportunity zones for minorities in different communities, where if there are businesses there, they're encouraging businesses to hire people and have these zones of opportunity so growth can happen. This is amazing. Even the wording, again, back to the language of it. Opportunity zones. It's like the word alone, opportunity. Opportunity is a positive thing. Notice the way things are named and the double talk about it. Pay super, super close attention to this because it's definitely manipulative. So, when you're looking at the values of the right, again, it's much more about autonomy. It's much more about personal responsibility. It is about, you are not a victim. You can figure it out. We believe in you. This country is great because people come here with nothing. They get their citizenship, and in 3 years they can come from Cuba, open up a dry cleaning place, and have like millions of dollars. Like they families do this type of stuff. They come from these horrible countries the right way through proper protocol to become citizens, right? Then they create businesses, and then they're like, oh my God, it's a family-run business. We've been doing this for 50 years and done. And it doesn't even have to be 50 years. It could be 10 years, right? I know this girl, she came from Ukraine. She has a very lucrative real estate business. She does amazing for herself. She drives a Maserati. She's got like this banging Rolex. Like she's everything impeccable. And she said, when I was, I think she's my age, a little older. So she says, when I was a little girl, I used to go with my mom, and the stores in there would be empty. Nothing. We'd have to wait. We'd get a card, like a certificate, a ticket to determine when we would shop for things. She has like that mindset. She's like, honey, when I came here, I was all about how can I make the most money and live the best life and have all the people that I love taken care of, right? So you have to really understand the language. You have to look at it as, are you being spoken to as a victim, as somebody who needs their government to do for you? Or are you coming at it as, the government is a tool to help me get the shit done that I need to get done? That's all. The government is here to keep me safe and to keep my money flowing and to help me figure out ways that the more money I make, the more I can save, the more I can utilize it, the more I can do with it that's productive and good. So where this ties into narcissism and narcissistic abuse even is the manipulation aspect, right? So a lot of people are like, oh, Trump's a narcissist, he's this, he's that. Okay, you know what? Like I said earlier, if you're a public figure, if you're anything public, there is a degree of narcissism that you're going to have. Now, what I have noticed in the last couple of weeks, I would say probably since Trump announced a new campaign person, I think they're getting really strategic. I think they are reining him in. I think that they are using language incredibly, in a brilliant, brilliant way to help him use the strategy against the people who are trying to take him down. I think he's beating them at their own game, and he's doing it in a very, very mindful way. He's a lot more in agreement. He's not going against the media. He's in agreement. Everything is, yeah, I see how you would think that. Okay, let me clarify that for you. And then he dishes it out. He's not a pushover. He's not being a total pussy, and I love that because that's what I voted for. That's what I will vote for again. But he's being more strategic is the word. He's measured. Now, when you're dealing with a narcissist, it is very, very important that you are 5 steps ahead of what they are doing. So this thing about Trump wearing masks, all of a sudden he's like, oh, it's your patriotic duty to wear a mask. If you can't social distance, wear a mask. This is nothing different that anybody, including him, has been saying from the beginning. But because now he's actually being photographed more wearing masks and whatever, and being more favorable about it, it is simply because he's being strategic. The narcissists on the left who are accusing him of this and that and the other, and he can't make any kind of turn without their shit in his face, typical narcissist here, I'm going to hold you down, I'm going to keep you down, I'm going to call you every name in the book, and I'm going to keep you down, right? Trump is like this, I'm not going to you, right? I'm not going to you. I'm not even addressing you. Here's the deal. I know that you people want to do mail-in voting, right? I know this. You've said this a bazillion times, that you're all for fucking up the election because they don't give a fuck about we the people on the left. They do not at all. They manipulate you into thinking that they do, but they do not. And Trump is like, well, see, I really do give a shit about we the people because I am one of we the people. I'm not a career bullshit politician. I'm a businessman, so I value liberty, freedom, right to a right and just and not corrupted election. And so I am going to make sure that I am going to be all for the mask, because if you have the mask and the social distancing, then there is no need for the mail-in vote. And if you go to show up to vote in your mask, nice, what are you going to have to show? Identification to prove that you are truly who you are and that you're here to vote. Not that you're going to get an envelope sent to your dead fucking cat that's going to be a way for your dead cat to cast a ballot vote. Ridiculous. So, again, the narcissist will try to keep you down. If you look at Donald Trump and his actions and his policies, put the emotion aside. This is the problem with codependents. They are highly, highly emotional. They make decisions based on emotion and not on fucking logic, and it gets them in trouble every time. I've been there, I know. So when you put your feelings, this is the thing with the feelings. We're in such a feelings culture right now. And there's a place for that, yes, but not when it comes to making serious decisions about your life. When you put that aside and you look at the words and the actions, everything that Donald Trump is doing is about empowerment. It's about autonomy. It's about inspiring people, whatever color of their skin, religious background. He doesn't give a shit. You know what he gives a shit about? Make money. Go out there and be something with yourself. Go out there, build a business. Go out there, work and do things that you love. Have fulfillment. And his policies, these executive orders, all these things that he's doing, if you look at, which mainstream media does not show you because they want to keep you dumb and dependent, right? Look in yourself. Do your own research. The stuff is out there. You can look up all of the policies that Donald Trump has done since his term, since he started. And you can look at what is he saying? Independence, liberty, freedom for everybody. Women, men, doesn't matter. You can be a woman making 250 grand dating a guy who's making 70. So stop the shit about I don't make money. A woman doesn't make money. Bullshit. I know plenty of female millionaires whose husbands are working for them and boyfriends are working for them. So stop the shit. Women, you can be, do, have, whatever the fuck. Men, you can do whatever too. And this thing about, minorities, I'm a Latina, I can give a fuck. I know where I'm going in my life, my business. I know what my money is. It's nothing to do with anything except my own mindset, my own limitation, which I do not have. So I wanted to come on today. I'm in the middle of my move. I'm going to show you. Let's take this a little and pan around, give you guys an update of what's going on with my move. Get ready for it. Wow, look at that. And then it goes back and beyond and beyond. Look, I'll keep walking with you. We'll see all of the stuff. My little witchy poo hat, my boxes, everything's sorted out. So much more to do, but I'm cranking it out. And I was inspired to come on to have this conversation today because I got into watching something online about socialism versus capitalism, and I posted it on my wall on Facebook, and it really broke it down. It really, really did. Where there is a mindset of victimhood. It's pathetic. It's like, dude, you have the freedom to choose. You have the freedom to choose. If you're gonna take shit from somebody telling you that you can't do this, you can't do that, you're broke, you're poor, you're this, you're that, you're the other thing, and you're gonna take that shit and then latch yourself onto them like, oh, show me the way, old wise one. No, that's pathetic. And it's dangerous because you're turning your power to somebody else who doesn't deserve, didn't earn it. You don't never turn your power. Never turn your power away to anybody. You are in control of yourself, always. It is personal responsibility, and that is what I coach around. The people who hire me to coach with them, they are invested in themselves. They are 100% self-determined. They want to know that if they have a goal to go over there, they want support going over there. They don't want you to do it for them. They don't want you to coddle them. They want you to say, you know what, dude, I believe in you. I already see you over there. You don't see yourself there. I do. So go, let's do it. Let's do this. Let's make a plan and do it. And those are the values of the right. Those are the values of the right. It's the get it and go. Let's get this happening. You can be, do, have whatever you want. Don't let anybody tell you that the color of your skin, where you live, who you were raised by, none of that matters. It's all about what you choose to do, your desire, how bad you want it, having a good plan and going for it. And then just staying focused like a dog on a fucking bone and never, ever, ever give up on your dream. Ever. And don't let anybody tell you that your dreams are impossible and it's too hard and you live in the hood and you want to move out and you can never do that. And the only way you could is to take advantage of this new thing that we're going to show you. So nice. And then it falls apart in your face and you end up stuck and worse off than you were before. As opposed to the other side, which says, hey, so like, what's your deal? Like you said you don't want to live here anymore. You don't want to live here anymore. So like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? How can I help you? What are we going to do? This is going to be amazing. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I had this idea that I can do this thing. I mean, I love doing this. Okay, cool. Let's help you build a business to do that. Let's help you find the right people to do that with. Let's get you moving in a forward direction. One wants you stuck and dependent. The other one wants you to make a fuck ton of money. You get to choose which one you like best. Do you want to sit your ass on your couch and have devaluing, being devalued, being made to feel that you can't do shit? Or do you want to be inspired? Do you want to be like, wow, like, you know what? I can do this. I totally can do this, and I will do this, right? So look at what your government is serving up for you. This whole thing of the direction that we're going through with socialism, do a little research, please, and understand that this little shiny thing that they're trying to show you, look, it's a turd in a Tiffany's box. You know Tiffany's, the blue box, nice with the ribbon, beautiful Tiffany and Company, right? Now imagine they serve it up to you and you open it up and there's a turd inside. That's socialism. It's all pretty, looks nice, sounds great. Wow, I get money no matter what, whether I work or not. How awesome. Okay, but look, it doesn't work that way. It never works that way. So the other side will say, listen, I have a Tiffany's box over here. It's yours if you want it. You're going to have to bust your ass and work a bit to get it. But I promise you, when in the attainment of this, you're going to cherish it and you're going to love it. And then you're going to want 56 other Tiffany's boxes, and it can happen. So anyway, that's my message. Go for your Tiffany's box. Don't be duped by the turd in the Tiffany box, but go for the real thing, right? Go for the real thing. And only you can create the real thing, not your government. You, with your desire, with your passion, with your creativity, with your inspiration, and stop at nothing to create that, because nobody is here to love up on you more than you can love up on yourself. Not your government, not your man, not your woman, nobody. So self-love, faith, operating from a place of personal responsibility will always come out great in the end. So be great, baby cakes. I love you all. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go back to packing. Bye.